The Joy Luck Club is a story about four Chinese mothers and their American-born daughters. It shows the struggles and love between generations, especially when cultural differences get in the way. Hi, my name is Elshar. Today, I will show you how the movie explores intercultural communication. Alright, the first scene, Wafflery brings her American fiance, Rich, to meet her Chinese family. Rich's behavior at the dinner table is culturally inappropriate. He overpraises the food, doesn't take subtle hints, and serves himself large portion. This shows the cultural clash between Chinese perspective and American perspective. Alright, next, during a family dinner, Soo-yuan selects the worst crab for herself, while the others take the better ones. Jun notices this self-sacrificing behavior and feels inadequate compared to her mother's values. This moment illustrates Soo-yuan's quiet strength and the cultural difference between selflessness and self-interest. Alright, next, Wafflery becomes a chess champion, and her mother Lindo brags about her to everyone. Wafflery finds this embarrassing, while Lindo believes pride in a child reflects family honor. This conflict reflects differences in cultural values, individualism versus collectivism. Next, Jun's failed piano recital is a key moment. Her mother Soo-yuan pushes her to work hard, believing it will lead to success, but Jun feels pressured and misunderstood. This moment explores the clash between American ideals of choice and Chinese expectation of effort. Alright, next, Lindo's arranged marriage in China shows how tradition sometimes controls people's life. She sacrifices her happiness for her family's honor but finds a clever way to escape. This contrasts with her daughter's independence in America. Next scene, Roshu struggles to save her failing marriage. She feels like she can't speak up, a lesson from her upbringing. Her mother Aunt May tells her to speak up. This scene shows how cultural silence can create misunderstandings in relationships, especially in a Western context. Alright, next, Aunt May's story about her scar shows how her mother sacrificed everything for her family. The scar symbolizes pain passed through generations. This story reveals how nonverbal acts of love like sacrifice are often misunderstood by the next generation. Alright, next, Ying talks about losing her voice in her first marriage. Trapped by traditional gender roles, she feels invisible. This silence influences how she communicates with her daughter Lina. It shows how cultural patterns like not speaking up can affect relationships. Alright, next, Lina, married to a controlling husband, Harold, divides household expenses equally despite Harold earning more. Ying criticizes Lina for allowing herself to be treated poorly. The key moment is Ying tells Lina that she must take control of her life and stop being passive, representing a shift in values. Alright, next, adult Wafflery argues with her mother Lindo about her fiance. Lindo's subtle criticisms stem from cultural pride and care, but Wafflery misinterprets them. This shows how indirect communication in Chinese culture can be misunderstood as disapproval in Western contexts. Alright, next, Jun's mother gives her a jade necklace, saying it's her life's important. Jun finally realizes how much her mother loves her. This moment shows how cultural love can sometimes be expressed in subtle and misunderstood ways. Next, Rose stands up to her husband, telling him to leave the house. Inspired by her mother, she finally speaks up. This represents a turning point. She combines her cultural roots of resilience with Western assertiveness, bridging both cultures. Alright, next scene. Food is a big part of family connection in the movie. The mothers cook traditional dishes as a way to share love and culture. In these scenes, sharing food is a form of non-verbal communication, bridging the cultural gap. Alright, next, Jun travels to China to meet her half-sisters and connect with her mother's homeland. Standing in her mother's homeland, she feels a connection she never understood before. This symbolizes reconciliation, not just with her mother, but with her cultural identity. Alright, next, in many scenes, the mothers and daughters communicate through silence, looks, or gestures. These nonverbal messages often carry deep emotion that words can't express, which are often missed in Western communication styles. Next, each mother's story shows the sacrifices they made for their daughters, whether it's leaving behind family or enduring hardships. These acts of love are at the heart of their relationships. Alright, next, by the end of the movie, the daughters start to understand their mothers. They realize that love sometimes looks different in another culture, but just as strong. This brings us to what the movie teaches us today. The mothers gather one last time, loving and playing major. In today's globalized world, the Joy Luck Club reminds us that understanding cultural differences within family or society requires empathy and open hearts. Finally, let's wrap up with the movie's ultimate message. The film teaches us that intercultural communication is not just about language but about understanding stories, sacrifices, and intention. By listening and embracing differences, we can bridge generational and cultural gaps. Like June, we can find our roots and grow stronger. Thank you very much and have a good day.